Here's the Skywolfeye T96, which takes the 26650 cell. As you see it right here, I have added the plastic reflector clamp, bicycle reflector clamp, so that I can mount it on my bicycle. I used a 5mm socket head cap screw and a 5mm wing nut so that I can mount it to a corresponding bracket, reflector bracket, that's mounted on the bicycle handlebar, as we shall see. But now we're going to look at the light. The light is, I selected the most compact 26650 light. The reason I wanted to try that cell format is for runtime. Typically, I will be out 1 to 2 hours in the evening on my bicycle, so this gives a comfortable 4-hour runtime in high mode. We'll take a close look at those numbers a little later. So what we're going to do now is do some preliminary measurements to determine the performance of the light. So we'll do some tail cap current measurement. Very sturdy tail cap. Notice the spring-loaded plunger contact. A lot of cheaper lights have just a bare spring. This appears to be gold-plated plunger. Very sturdy mount. Tail cap's about 1 1/4 inches. Cheaper ones run down maybe 1/2 inch. I'm using an EBL cell, 5,000 rated. It's a little high. People have measured it closer to 4,200. For a few bucks more, you can get a real 5,000 milliamp hour cell. But this is what I chose to use. This will give me what I need in terms of runtime. So we'll get our handy digital ammeter set to 10 amp scale and see what we can get. It's over, and there I see 1.2 amps. I use 1.2 amps, although it fluctuates wildly because this isn't the best contact system. Yeah, there's 125, 129, there's 130. I'm using 120. 130. That's not too bad. 125, and the other modes are about half that. So each time you knock it down a mode, you knock the tail cap current down to about half. So before we get into crunching the numbers, just a word about the zoom feature. Now, for some reason, high-end flashlights do not have zoom. Not sure what the reason is. They're either spot, a high-intensity hot spot, and spreading out to a lesser fill, or they're flood. They're floody, a wall of light. Neither of those things are appropriate for a bicycle headlight application, because you need to have a cutoff so that you don't blind oncoming car drivers. Because if you blind them, they could run into you, have a head-on collision, and you could be dead. So that's a necessity, absolute necessity. You've got to be able to have that sharp cutoff. when you zoom in this beam, you have the lit, the zoomed area, and beyond that, dark, sharp cutoff. That's what you need. And you also need to see, I need to see the road curb to curb. I live on a narrow, winding mountain road with no lighting. I need to see the whole curb. I need to see people walking dogs at night, etc. So, for my purposes, with a lot of experience writing at night, I conclude that you absolutely need zoom. You absolutely need a minimum of a bare minimum of 2 hours. I do need a bare minimum of 2 hours runtime. Now, the only downside to this particular light and this particular group of this price point is that the light is cold. It's a cool white light. I prefer a little warmer light, but you don't have a choice at this price. I paid less than $6 for this on Amazon. Similar price on eBay. So, okay, I'll sacrifice that. So now let's take a look at the crunching the numbers to, I don't have the sophisticated equipment to measure the output, so we're going to do it by calculation using measured values of current flow and the posted luminescence values on the Cree website. So let's grab our chart here. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay. So using a value of 280 lumens per 700 milliamps from the website, we show our tail cap current as 1200 milliamps on high, 480 lumens for a 4-hour runtime. And then on medium, it's 640 milliamps, drops almost in half, or 256 lumens, which still isn't too bad for bicycle riding on the street, you know, when you have street lights. And that yields 10 hours of runtime. Low, 300. Again, if you're in a brightly lit area, you might as well conserve the battery and run it at 120 lumens, because you can do that for 17 hours. So there you have the calculated performance numbers for this flashlight. And that's it. Works out very well for the intended purpose, and you can't beat that price. Here's the installation of the Skywolfeye 2660 flashlight on my bicycle using 2 reflector clamps. One clamp on the light, one clamp on the handlebar, and 5mm hardware, which includes a wing nut for quick installation, quick release, so I can transfer the light from one bike to another rapidly. A little shaky, but we'll go around here, try to show all angles. It tucks in very nicely under the handlebar. For a drop handlebar, you might want to mount it above. But for a flat handlebar, the under the bar installation is very neat. Tucks right in, although this is one of the larger flashlights that I tried at various times. It's not that big. Get a little broader view. Tucks in very nicely. Easily operable. When you ride, just reach down, push that tail cap button, change mode, and there we have the installation.